Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. This is your science lecture of grade 5th, and I am your science teacher Aparna Pandey from Art and Progressive School, Lavachor. So students, as you all know that we have completed our chapter number 5. So now it's time to start new chapter, and it is chapter number 6. And the name of chapter is Safety and First Aid. The chapter that we are going to start in today's class is chapter number 6, and its name is Safety and First Aid. So student, when we are talking about safety, what do you understand? Safety means when we have to protect ourselves. When we have to protect ourselves, then it is called safety. Now, we have to protect ourselves from what? What are the things from which it is required to protect ourselves? So, these can be an injury, these can be a accident, these can be a things which create harm to our body. So what is important that we must protect ourselves, we must keep ourselves safe to avoid accidents, to avoid injuries, to avoid the things that create harm to our body. So, when it is required to keep ourselves safe, then there are different safety measures which we must follow to keep ourselves as well as those who are in our surrounding to keep themselves also safe. So, this thing is called safety. So, before moving forward, let me show you the things which can create harm to our body. So in today's video, first we will see the things, the situations that can create harm to our body. Then slowly we will learn that what steps we must follow to protect ourselves from this harm. Okay?
Most of the accidents occur due to carelessness. So you can see here on screen there are some pictures which are showing us the conditions or situations which may lead to accident, and we must always remember to avoid such conditions.
When we need to take care of ourselves as well as those who are in our surrounding to protect themselves from any type of injury, wound, harmful thing or from accident, then it is called safety.
As we know that road accidents are becoming very common due to carelessness. So student, we must know about the road signs that must be followed to avoid accidents. So you can go through the given picture. The picture on your screen is showing different types of road sign. Go through these picture carefully.
It's time to know about first aid. Though you all have studied related to first aid in grade 4, but let's see something more in grade 5th. What it is saying related to first aid. See, first aid is the aid that is given to a injured person at a very first time. The aid that is given to the injured person at a very first time before visiting to even doctor.
So, first aid is a quick help to ease an injured person before they can get to medical assistance. So, for providing first aid, we need some items that will help us in providing aid to the injured person. So, the items that we keep in a bag which helps in providing help is called the first aid kit or a first aid box. This box contains things like bandage, scissor, cotton and creams, pain relieving creams, some medicines like paracetamol, pain releasing medicines, etc. Now, for providing first aid, we must follow some rules, like we must be calm and composed. First of all, we have to remember our own safety. Then emergency responses system must be there. We must give comfort to the injured person, stopping any type of bleeding, immobilizing a person with neck, head or back pain. So these are some rules which we must remember at the time of giving first aid to the injured person.
Now let's see, when there is an accident occur or due to any reason person suffers from the bleeding and wounds, so how to protect this? How to prevent that person from suffering? Let's see these steps.
So when any person is suffering from bleeding, then to stop bleeding, we must apply direct pressure on the cut or wound with a clean cloth, tissue or a piece of gauze until bleeding stops. Second thing, it is required to clean cut or wound. So gently clean with soap or and warm water. Now, how to protect the wound? So apply the antibiotic cream to reduce risk of infection and cover with a sterilized bandage. Many other steps also we can take to stop bleeding.
Now let's see that what to do if anybody is suffering from nose bleeding. Let's see the step that must be followed to stop the nose bleeding.
Now, these are some steps that must be taken to stop nose bleeding. First of all, the patient must be sitting upright. Second thing is that lining slightly forward. Then pinching both nostrils shut for 5 to 10 minutes may help to stop a nosebleed. Repeating these steps may help in reducing bleeding. You can ask the patient to breathe through his mouth, and the most important is that do not allow the patient to blow his nose. So these steps can be taken to stop the nose bleeding.
Now we have discussed that what are the things that can cause accident. Then we have discussed about the different road signs. Then I have explained you what is first aid, and then I have also explained you that how to use the first aid in case of bleeding and wounds. What should we do to stop if any person is suffering from nose bleeding? So students, in today's class I have explained you how to take safety measures to protect ourselves, and if anybody is suffering from bleeding, wounds, nose bleeding, how to give first aid to that person. So I hope the things that I have explained today you will able to understand that. I hope you all will like this video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.